Good day, everyone. So today we're going to be talking about something I've termed automatic analytics, which is a way of allowing you to create systems that automatically maintain statistics for you. My name is Mitch Milam. I have been in the Dynamics community since 2007. Was an MVP for almost 12 years. You can reach me any of these ways here. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, be sure to leave a comment if you got any questions or any suggestions on future topics, etc. Don't forget to check out my coaches, my classes over at xrmcoaches.thinkific.com. I've got one on JavaScript and then on model-driven app design. Started off as here's how you design stuff, and it ended up being everything that I can think of that I've ever done with customization. So go check it out. So what is automatic analytics? Well, one of the lines of businesses that I have is real estate, and I mentioned things that I do in my real estate to keep track of how things are going and stuff like that. And some of my colleagues in the business are just kind of baffled that I can do that. And I was like, well, it does it automatically. I don't do anything. I set it up once and it's done. And I don't think a lot of people think like that. So I thought I would just kind of go through what I do and show you some examples of how I do things to track different kinds of simple statistics where you don't have to open up a report or generate a chart or anything like that. You just need to see the raw data that you can also, of course, export and put into something like Power BI or Excel or whatever it might be. So in most cases, we're going to be using roll-up fields to do things like counting. So here are a couple examples. One is a little bit more complicated. What you're doing here is you're actually counting the number of offer letters or letters that you have associated with this person. The other one is we're going to count the number of properties that this person owns. And it's really just a count of a letter type that's associated with the main entity. In one case, in both cases here, it's actually people, or contacts. I renamed contacts to be people in my system. We can also do a min and a max or other aggregations. Max being the maximum value of something. In the case of a date, it's the maximum date that you see within that that criteria there. And in this case, what I'm doing on the first one is I'm actually counting the close date, which is the actual close date is the field within Dynamics for the activity. And I'm just counting to see what was the last time I sent out a letter to this person, or in this case, to this property. The next one is on a currency field. So it's just getting the maximum offer that I've ever sent. Now, I call it last offer amount because generally in most cases how it works in real estate is you're always asking for more. You very seldom ask for less. So that's really not what the case is here. It's actually the maximum value I've ever asked for or offered for a property. And here's how they show up. So standard roll-ups, you can tell by the little calculator icon, and then the big last update that they need to hide. In this case, they received one letter, they own one property, they were last mailed on September 8th, and then the last offer amount was a little bit over $11,000 US. So here is where it really kind of comes into view for things, and this is the one where when I rattle off these statistics to people, they're just dumbfounded that I actually have the data. Most of what you see here are roll-up fields. So letters mailed is roll-up, number of responses, accepted offers, purchases, bad addresses. These are all roll-ups, just counting the number of related entities. So letters is letter entity, responses is a custom entity activity. Accepted offers is the same. Purchases is a custom entity, and then bad addresses is just I think it's just a field. Now, response rate, acceptance rate, purchase rate, and bad addresses, these are all percentages based on the number of letters that I mailed divided by one of these other things, and that gives me a percentage. So these are all calculated fields. So let's take a look at those. So here's my response rate. So I set the response rate to responses divided by letters mailed, calculated, so that's the roll-up field calculated, times 100. For bad address rate, it's pretty much the same thing. The number of bad addresses by the number of letters mailed times 100, and that gives me the percentage. And again, this is the stuff when I tell people that I have this all set up, and there's no maintenance here at all. The only thing I really have to do is occasionally I will have to run a little workflow that will update these automatically. Other than that, they get updated every 24 hours or so, or 12 hours, whatever it may be now. So anyway, so these are just perfect examples of how to build in data analytics using the data that's already in the system with just a little bit of effort. Again, these are just individual fields. Once you set them up, they're self-maintaining. They update automatically. You can update them manually or programmatically through custom workflow activities you can get out there. Anyway, so this just is something I wanted to show you so you could see how easy it is to create data that keeps track of data so that you don't have to get a data analyst involved to create a report or create a Power BI dashboard or whatever it might be. This is all inside Dynamics and just right there in front of you, and you can use it anytime you want. So that's it. So if you've got any questions, please leave me a comment. Thanks, everybody.